Your most recent meet was in Lawrence, Kansas at the Jayhawk Classic. First, your general statement from that meet.
It was kind of a mixed meet for us, to be honest with you. We had some really good performances in some places and some not so great performances in others. I really felt our sprinters had a little bit of an off day when we're talking about our 60-meter dash or 60-meter hurdles, with the exception of one, Caitlin Amick, who had personal best in the 60 hurdles. But even there, we weren't very happy with how her race played out. If we look at our distance runners, they had a tremendous day. Our girls in the 3,000 meters ran lifetime bests in the race. Colby Lopresti came out in the 3,000 meters and ran lifetime best. And considering that we're training him for the marathon for later on in the year here, to see him go out and run a personal best while he's still running 110-mile weeks was pretty impressive, and we're pretty excited about that. The highlight of the meet was Lexi Wilt. She hit the A standard in the shot put, and she's still figuring things out. She's a freshman. She was a state champion in high school, but we really weren't expecting a lifetime best in the throws this soon. She's still got some technical things that we're working on. We really expect that as we continue down the road here, that's when we're going to really see the big throws out of her.
In the last 2 weeks since our most recent show, your team has done nothing but win conference awards. Talk a little bit about that, starting with Lexi Wilt, who was most recently named the conference's Indoor Field Athlete of the Week.
Well, again, Lexi went out to the University of Kansas last week with us and hit her personal best in the shot put. And again, it's a lifetime best, not a season best or anything like that. When we get outside and the weather gets better and we back off on the training a little bit, that's when the big throws are going to come from. So for her to come out and throw this well this soon is really exciting for us.
And a couple weeks ago, Kate Fulton earned a national A standard in the high jump, actually set the second highest mark in the NAIA indoor season this season, with her leap after cling, I believe, is 1.67 meters.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that performance and some of your other performances from that meet, because you also had some men's athletes that won the conference's top weekly awards at that time as well.
Well, when we step out on the track, we really don't think about the weekly awards. They're great and we enjoy them. I'll talk a little bit about our national stuff first. Kate Fulton, yes, she has hit the A standard. At the moment, she sits 4th nationally in the high jump. We thought that this past week at Kansas that she was going to take a good shot at trying to be the national leader. Had a little trouble with her steps, and we couldn't quite clean that up. Still went over the B qualifier. She's light years ahead of where she usually is at this point in the season. Usually we don't see an A qualifier for her until a conference meet. So for her to be out 2 weeks ago and to have already hit the A standard, and she's off of her lifetime best, she's 1 centimeter off of her best, which is 1.68 meters. And for those of you who don't know the metric system, that's 5 feet 6 inches. Right now, her jump is 5.5 3/4. That's a great jump for her. We tried to get her progressed through the meet. She was in first place at the Snowbird Open, excuse me, a couple of weeks ago, and we thought we had the progressions going just well for her to go 1.7 meters, which would be 5.7. She's right there. At some point here, I think that we're really going to see a big jump out of her. The national leader right now is 5.7, and she's jumping high enough to do it. We just got to get her to clear it and not knock the bar off.
Coming back to most recent action at the Jayhawk Classic, on the men's side, Kyle Jones seemed to be your highlight next to Colby Lopresti. He took 21st in the high jump after clearing 1.9 meters. Did you expect him to have such a good lead on that day against top Division I competition?
Well, that was actually his second best jump. The week before, he went out and cleared 1.95 meters, which is 6.4 3/4. He's right there on the verge. The next height is, if you're in competition, they usually go up 5 centimeters. 2 meters is national qualifying, which is 6.6 3/4. And he's jumping high enough too. It's just a matter of getting him lined up properly. And he's just a freshman. He's still learning how to run the approach the way I want him to run it. They just kind of threw him out on the track when he was in high school and said jump over the bar, and he's a pretty good athlete, so he's able to do it most of the time. Now he's learning there's a little bit of technique involved with trying to high jump and get to the big heights. He hurt himself a little bit in warm-ups on Friday at the Jayhawk Classic, so didn't jump as high as we thought he could. But he's fairly recovered from that. He looks like he's pretty close to 100%. We think this could be a big weekend for him.
Your squad heads to the Jim Green Invitational this coming Saturday. First, talk a little bit about the Invitational, who's going to be there, and what kind of competition will come from your opponents.
Well, we go to Illinois College twice a year. We go to the Snowbird Open, which we had a couple of weeks ago, and we'll come back to this one. This one's usually the bigger meet of the two, although last time we were surprised a little bit that Missouri S&T showed up in the meet. That's why our men were second place instead of first. For these meets, we don't really look at trying to go out and try to win the meet. Really the only meet that we try to do that at is at our conference meet. But what we like to see is, okay, well, if we just throw our people out there and work on the things that we need to work on, how close can we get to winning? And we came very close to winning last time. We'll see schools like St. Ambrose out of Iowa. They actually won the women's Snowbird Open the last time we were there. We'll see Ashford University, which is also out of Iowa. Very quality program as well. We'll see a bunch of Division III schools. Usually they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 teams at this. It gets very crowded in there. It tends to be a pretty long meet.
What are you expecting from your team on this Saturday, and who are some of the people that we should look out for?
Well, we have a few. Of course, our high jumpers. Kate Fulton, like I said, she's currently sitting 4th nationally. Nisha McCoy is currently tied for 11th nationally in the high jump. Caitlin Luffler is currently sitting 9th nationally in the race walk. Broke our school record last time. We're a little bit more excited about this race now that she knows that she can go out and compete at that pace. We really think that the A standard is the next step for her, and we think that that's something that she can do this weekend. On the guys' side, we're real excited about our men's hurdlers. They were a little off last week, but they're 0.2 of a second off of the B qualifier in that race. We've got a new guy that's coming out from the football program that we're real excited about, DeMarcus Jackson. We know that he's a national level competitor. It's just a matter of getting him out on the track, and this will be his first meet this weekend, and we're going to run him in the 60-meter dash.